Hello and welcome to Sport on 7. Here we go again then for 30 minutes of sport in the UAE. On the show this week, we'll speak to Andrew Cole, a former Manchester United legend, as he celebrates the club's partnership with Emirates NBD. I'll chat to Michel Salgado as his Spanish soccer schools gets underway at Dubai Sports City, and the UAE Motorsport season gets underway too. Hello, I'm Tom Bushell. Also on the show this week, we'll speak to Chris McHardy on all the big stories. That's a little bit later on. First, though, while golf is coming to Dubai, as the Challenge Tour have announced that they will stage their grand finale at Badia Golf Course in October. It means that Dubai will now have 4 major golf tournaments, with the Dubai Desert Classic and the DP World Tour Championship already being held in the city, as well as the Dubai Ladies Masters. Add to that the Abu Dhabi HSBC Golf Championship in January, and golf in the UAE is in a healthy state. The Challenge Tour has been the making of some of the game's biggest stars, such as Henrik Stenson, Martin Keimer and Justin Rose in the past. The grand finale will consist of the 40 best players on the Challenge Tour, with the best 15 being rewarded with their full European Tour cards for the following Race to Dubai season. I spoke to those who matter when it comes to the Challenge Tour in Dubai.
Obviously a fantastic announcement for golf in the region, first of all. It really is becoming a very strong location in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, very exciting. We now have a 2-week story now on the European Challenge Tour. Today we've announced the Dubai Festival City Challenge Tour Grand Final, €330,000, the top 45 players on the Challenge Tour after the National Bank of Oman Golf Classic in Al Mouj, Muscat finishes. And we're very excited to bring another flagship event to Dubai, to Al Badia Golf Club by Intercontinental. The players are already very excited, and now, which is great news for Dubai, is the city will host the 3 final events on 3 major tours in world golf: for the regular European Tour, the DP World Tour Championship; for the Ladies European Tour through Promoters Golf in Dubai, the Omega Dubai Ladies Masters; and on the Challenge Tour here at Al Badia, we have the Dubai Festival City Challenge Tour Grand Final, hosted by Al Badia. Great news for golf in the region.
For the Challenge Tour, of course, that Grand Final comes just a couple of weeks before the DP World Tour Championship as well. So a very busy time for golf. The Ladies Masters in December too. It's vital, is it, for golf in Dubai to be this prominent, and I think a real statement now around the world to say, look what kind of golf tournaments we can stage here.
It is a statement in the world of golf, and it's important to also acknowledge that it's being played on 3 different golf courses: at Emirates Golf Club, at Al Badia and Jumeirah Golf Estates. And we're showcasing through the media, our TV platform, to the world of golf, to tourists, to help our partners at DTCM, Sports Council, to put Dubai further on the map. Come on holiday, look at the facilities, play where the pros play, to achieve the 2020 initiative of 20 million tourists. We're part of that initiative.
Absolutely, and of course, talking of that Challenge Tour, may not be household names right now, but if you look at the previous years and who's come through that Challenge Tour to now make it into the world's top 10, there's some phenomenal names in that list.
You're right, Tom. 4 or 5 years' time, we'll look back and see who played at Al Badia Golf Club in the Challenge Tour Grand Final in 2013. The likes of Justin Rose, he graduated through the Challenge Tour, 4 in the world. Henrik Stenson leading the race to Dubai, he's come through the Challenge Tour, and many of them, Ian Poulter and Nicholas Coltsards, many Ryder Cuppers, and Thomas Bjorn, he won the Challenge Tour rankings 1 year, winner of the Omega Dubai Desert Classic. He's come through that development structure.
Fantastic, thanks for talking to me.
Thank you.
First of all, why Al Badia Golf Course and why Dubai for the Challenge Tour?
Well, we should start first, why Dubai? Why Dubai? Because we, as I said, we have changed all our end of the season schedule, starting from our last three tournaments will be China, the Foshan Open, then the National Bank of Oman Classic in Oman, and then after these 2 tournaments, obviously we need to find a region, a part of the world that is not too far from Oman, where we could play our grand final. We've been playing in Italy at San Domingo Golf Course for the last 9 years, and we felt that was the right time to move to another region. And obviously Dubai was the first region for us, UAE, being playing in Oman the week before was a perfect location.
Was it quite an easy choice in the end? Obviously, having to find somewhere close to Oman, and you choose Dubai. Obviously, facilities for golf are fantastic. Is Al Badia the kind of place where you can turn up and pretty much stage a tournament overnight because they already have such good facilities?
Absolutely. Not only the facilities, but they have a good course. We need for our tournament, for the grand final of the Challenge Tour, you need a very good test of golf. You don't want the players to shoot 20 under, or to this tournament to be just a driving contest or a putting competition. You need skills, you need strategy, you need and we felt that Al Badia Golf Course has got these qualities.
Obviously, already hosting the MENA Tour, so a fantastic tournament to come here to Al Badia for 2 big tournaments now. In terms of the future of the Challenge Tour, will you be looking to stage more tournaments in the Middle East, especially here in the UAE?
Well, obviously we are very lucky to have our final 2 tournaments of the season here being played in Oman and Al Badia. No, it's a question of where will there be other opportunities, either at the start or at the end of the season, taking consideration what already exists. The MENA Tour exists. There are several European Tour events also, Ladies Tour. So we got to work all together to find what is the best for the region, what is the best for the local players, and if we can help them to make their way onto the higher level, we will be delighted to contribute to this.
Fantastic news for the golf course here at Al Badia. Just explain to me some of the enhancements that you'll make for the golf club ahead of the grand final.
Yeah, well, obviously we're very excited to stage the tournament, and we're fortunate to have a golf course that is already at tournament standard. But obviously with modern technology and changes with players' athletic abilities, we wanted to make the golf course a little bit more of a challenge for them. So we put new bunkers in on hole number 1, just from the tee, from driving distance. A new bunker on hole 11, a short par 3, just to tighten up the green a little bit. A new bunker on hole 18, which is a par 5, that's in a real strategic place for hitting the tee shot. We've also added a tee box on 18, 30 yards further back from the current black tee. That makes the hole 560 yards, which is going to make the hole much more of a challenge.
In terms of the actual golf course and its development as well, of course already staging a MENA Tour event, and now the Challenge Tour Grand Final. Is that very much part of your plans to grow this golf course as a major tournament venue?
Absolutely. Al Badia is very, very popular members golf course, and one of our key strategies is to increase its global exposure. We are very popular with international visitors, and having an event like this and the MENA Tour gives us that global exposure to have more people enjoy a fantastic facility.
The Challenge Tour Grand Finale will be held on the last weekend in October. Now, from golf to motorsport, and the UAE season kicks off again with a bigger season than ever before. The likes of the Rotax Max Challenge, go-karting, endurance racing and radical racing are all high on the agenda, as well as the Abu Dhabi Formula One Grand Prix taking centre stage on the first weekend of November. I spoke to the Automobile and Touring Club UAE President and Vice President of the FIA about what's to look forward to over the coming season and if the UAE is still interested in staging Formula One testing.
Thanks for speaking to me, of course. A very exciting time as always at the start of a new motorsport season in the UAE. Just tell me how excited you are ahead of the new season.
The motorsport is in healthy hands. Having these organizers and the stakeholders here today, and the media also. The quality and the quantity is good. We have, as I said, 120 events varying from all disciplines, motorcycles and karting. We emphasize on also the grassroots, which is karting. I'm very happy that our championship now will be 5, and also we're going to Oman. We have to bring Oman in. We said that the Omanis can race here and the UAE can race there without having the international umbrella, but with having the authority from the National Sporting Authority, which is the representative of the FIA or the FIM. Then having beside the karting, the local UAE Desert Championship is important also because of the interest. I still emphasize that and say that UAE is not anymore, the motorsport in the UAE is not anymore rallying, but rallying is a big pillar, is the foundation of motorsport. So we have to take care of it, and we are taking care of it. So I encourage the drivers and riders to support this championship.
In terms of all those disciplines that we have in the UAE, what are you seeing the most growth in? What's expanding the quickest?
The go-kart. And when I heard from the Autodrome also that they are knocking the doors on the schools, inviting the youngsters to come and taste how does it feel in being in a kart. I believe that there is a signal that we have to be careful and we have to prepare for the next 5 years or 10 years, which is young drivers. And if we do not go today, we will have an issue in 5 and 10 years.
Formula One, of course, is a standout event on the calendar.
Yes.
Has there been any more discussions to bring Formula One testing to the UAE in January?
Yes, but this is also, we have to be careful. It's an FOM and FIA decision, and also the teams, you see. Yes, there is talks, as always the talks, but now we are preparing for the events itself. I'm very much happier with the way it's going on, at least from our sporting organization side as the ATC, because we contracted to the government to have the sporting organization of that. And it is now that it is the mood of the Formula One now, the season started, so everybody is actually concentrating on that.
But you would like to see the testing?
Yes, of course I would. I mean, it's UAE. We have a good circuit. We have not the best, one of the best. You can consider me as a biased, yes, for the UAE, but definitely we have the infrastructure to do it. But it will create also an interest of the buzz for the teams. The track is good, the facilities is good.
That's it for part one of Sport on 7, but when we come back, we'll be talking to a former Real Madrid legend and a former Manchester United legend. We're back in a moment on Sport on 7.